So when I started to build CFT back then in 2017 in London, I worked with governments, with regulators, policymakers, and all the financial industry.
So, welcome back to the second episode of the Business Narrative series with Tram. In the first episode, you have seen that how a trader of finance woman transformed into an entrepreneur. And this particular podcast, you will going to see. I will not going to disclose you. You have to watch the whole episode. So let's dive into the podcast. So, Tarim, I want to ask this question on the behalf of many students because many students graduating from many reputed universities, they claim this that after graduating they could not grab those skills which requires in practical life. So, like how your institution, your organization is providing those skills which is needed in practical life. Number two, and are you guys are providing any sort of guidance to those students as well as in bridge?
So perhaps what I'll tell is that, so again, based on the fintech job report work that we have done, we have come up with a certain skills framework. What are the 5 skills, not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 skills anyone today must have so that they can really thrive in the finance, technology, and that could be for any industry today, whether you are in finance, in technology, in biotech, or any industry today. I really believe that you need to have and master those 5 skills, maybe 5 of them or a lot of them. A couple of years ago, I was on stage. It was in 2016. And I said to the audience, technology will have a huge impact on jobs. What do you think is the single or most important skills people will have to learn? And what are I did that. And people said, do you want me to ask you? What do you think is the most important skills people must have?
Taram, you were nominated among top 10 women in tech industries. So what was the feeling? And after getting that nomination, you were the motivation for many women. So you became more down to earth or more proud?
Of course, I'm incredibly honored to be named one of the top 10 women transforming tech. I think it's a recognition that reflects not just my journey, but I guess the support of so many brilliant minds that have worked with all along the way. I believe that technology is reshaping every part of our lives, and being part of that transformation, especially as a woman in the space where representation still matters deeply, and is something I take seriously. Getting here, having this opportunity to be in front of you and sharing my views, it's really important. And thank you so much for inviting me. Because I know it's difficult. I know it's really, really hard. I hope that this recognition and being here in front of you, it will inspire more women to step into tech, challenge the statu quo, and lead with impact. I think it's important because we can have that voice because we are lucky to have people like yourself to give us that opportunity. And we can really work together to change things. We can talk about it later. But I spend a lot of time trying to help other women. And today I'm on top of CFT. I'm also an entrepreneurship expert at the Entrepreneurship Center of Side Business School at Oxford, where I strongly believe that we need to encourage and advance women entrepreneurs. This is something really important. And it's a great honor that I have to support the center at Oxford as well, and mentoring entrepreneurs to really encourage further people into innovation and entrepreneurship. And so by having this recognition, it's give me hope that things will change to the better.
So as an international entrepreneur, like what do you think? What sort of role you can play in the situation of Palestine and Gaza, the kind of situation around the globe is? Like, what is your take on it?
That's a very, very difficult question. I think I don't know if I have a role in that, because humbly, I can only play my part. Um, but my view is that today, in this world where it's challenging, it's difficult, I think I really believe in collaboration globally, by talking to one another, sharing practices to enable people to thrive and do well. I have no view, of course, but my view is that the world will be more fragmented. And I believe that by being together, by creating nice and warm collaboration, sharing practices and learning and know-how, by educating people, we can really change things, yeah, to the better.
80 to 70% of startups around the globe, they are burning. Number one, what is the main reason? And women entrepreneurs, their startups are also burning out on daily basis. So what, as a woman entrepreneur, what is your advice to women entrepreneurs, like what they can do to grow their business, to scale up their business? Because you are a seasonal entrepreneur and you were nominated among top 10 tech entrepreneurs. From your expertise, they can have little bit guidance through this podcast.
No, I think it's a very important question. Why are we having, and I think I want to address what's really happening and why we're seeing the lack of women entrepreneur. Why is it? It's a persistent gap because it's hard. Entrepreneurship, men or women, it's hard by definition. But why should we encourage more, perhaps, women to become, and what's happening? So, despite progress in gender equality, the number of women entrepreneurs remain really, really big across many regions and industries. And this gap isn't due to the lack of talent or ambition, far from it. It's a systemic issue tied to barriers that have been in place for decades. What are those barriers? So I'll just address it, and I have my solution, but or kind of a bit of the answer. I'm not saying I have the big answer, but a bit part of the answer. What's happening today? I don't know if no, I'm sure many people understand unequal access to capital. Today, women receive a fraction of the VC funding compared to their male counterparts. In many cases, women are underrepresented in the investor network, face unconscious bias during the pitching, or simply don't have the same level of access to decision makers. That's step number one. The fact number two, there are, if you look at across the world, a limited representation and role models. Entrepreneurship is often perceived through a male-dominated lens. There's only a few women entrepreneurs. Think like startup founders, tech innovators, or major business moguls. The lack of visible female founders can really discourage younger women from seeing entrepreneurship is as a path for them. So that's why we're trying to enable that. I think the structural challenge is that balancing entrepreneurship with caregiving responsibility is really, really hard. A lack of support system in some countries, policies that don't cater to women's need, especially in early stage ventures, are difficult. I'm myself a mom of and an entrepreneur, and it's not easy. It's not easy every day. So I think if there were more policies in place, or more perception that if you want more women to start building their own business, and if they also have the heart at being a mom, you need to take that into consideration. That doesn't mean they can't do it. That means that then you need to have a certain caregiving responsibilities. I think in certain countries, there's still cultural and social norm. In many societies, women are still steered forward safer and more traditional career paths. Risk-taking and leadership, core traits of entrepreneurship, are sometimes discouraged from a younger age. And why this matters? I think, why should we need more women to be an entrepreneur? I think it makes smart economies. There's no doubt about it. We can bring very good views by collaborating, having the lens of creating product for women. It's really important. Studies shows that female-founded startup often outperform male-founded one in terms of return on investment, and also tend to build more inclusive and sustainable businesses. So we need to change things. So what I would recommend is targeted funding initiative for women's led startups, mentorship and sponsorship networks, and this is what I'm doing with Global Women in AI, trying to help mentorship, giving support, scholarship, sponsorship networks, so that women can be lifted and have more leadership and founders role. I think we need the involvement of the governments with policy reforms to reduce gender bias in financial and legal system. And last but not least, a culture shift that normalizes women taking the lead, owning companies and reshaping industries. I'll stop there, but I thought I'll mention, because as you are doing business and you are supporting entrepreneurs, my message today is that there's a world for you women. If you want to build today, is much easier than before. And I'll tell you why. Because when I started my company 10 years ago, technology was really expensive. I would have spent millions on the technology. Today, technology costs zero. It's zero. So you, with your very good business acumen and your network and your desire to really solve the problem by doing better marketing, better, product, etc., is much easier. You can, and you've seen with already very good example of startup around the world, two founders and the technology building already $1 million startup valuation. It can happen. It's just now using the proper tools, have the right mindset, the proper skills, and learn. And then you can become a very good entrepreneur, whether you are a man and a woman. So I encourage entrepreneurship in a big way today, even more today than before, because now what used to be the most important aspect is now minimum. So you can really do well.
So now you are a chairwoman of Global AI and you know how to use AI. But there are many women around the globe. They don't know how to use AI. So, like, how they can master the skill, how they can master AI, because AI is very necessary for every business, even for employees as well. So, your recommendation to those women who want to learn AI in very short period of time, how they can master it.
Very good question. And I think it's one of the my main initiative and main that provide me profound energy and hope. And so I have now taken on a new role, of course still CFT co-founder, but the role of leading this Global Women in AI, which is a think tank initiative by CFT committed to ensuring that women are just not part of the AI revolution, but they are shaping it. I think there was a quote that I would love to maybe share, which is, the future of AI will be written by those who dare to dream, to learn, and to lead. And we cannot afford to leave anyone behind. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for everyone that wants to be part of it. And today, what we're seeing is that AI is influencing every industry, from finance to healthcare to education to technology and many more. But for this transformation to serve humanity as a whole, it must reflect the diversity of that humanity. And so that's why Global Women in AI exists. It's a create a global space where women from all walks of life can rise together, share knowledge, and lead innovation with a purpose. So we're building a network, and it's not only a network, it's building a global group of influencers in AI, women and men, at policymakers, governments, educators, entrepreneurs, leaders in the industry who are working in AI or doing things in AI or aspiring aspiring to be one. And so we would love to invite everyone to come and join us, please, because we want to create that strong global community. They should empower her, supercharge her, and with knowledge, and future proof her and connect her everywhere so that she can learn, have them something if they like to share, contribute to the community. So we have started this a couple of months ago, and we are now building hubs. So if anyone is interested, please get in touch with me, because we want to create, a lot of good a good power of the network and the community together. You talk about something that I care a lot, because a lot of people are concerned about AI and what are the big trends we are seeing. And for me, and that's, resonate about why I'm doing this Global Women in AI as well. But I don't know if you know, we spend a lot of time analyzing future job and future skills. You remember with the FinTech Job Report. Today, what we have done is this book. I don't know if you can see it. It's called The AIification of Jobs. The AIification of Jobs is a book that I and my co-founder Nguyen with the CFTE team, we have spent a lot of time speaking with the industry, working with governments, with startups, with entrepreneurs, with banks from everywhere around the world. And we said AI should not displace us. But the World Economic Forum said that by 2025, which is now, AI could displace around 85 million jobs, but it can create 97 million jobs. So it's actually quite positive, right? So it's good. Essentially, automating many tasks, but also generating new work and augmenting many existing roles, which is really positive. High performing individuals and organizations anticipate these effects and plan to invest a lot in automation for efficiency, in innovation for new growth, and in augmentation to boost their people capabilities. So we are seeing three trends in that book, and I'll tell you what we are seeing so that it gives you the big picture of the impact on AI on job. You will see mass displacement is happening already. AI will handle a portion of tasks for our entire roles more efficiently than humans, leading to some of the jobs role being totally reduced or eliminated. For instance, AI chatbot are now handling thousands of routine customer services queries than human agent using to field. So that's one that we're seeing. That's happening. People will be unemployed, mass displacement a lot. But you will see emergence of supercharged workforce. What do I mean by supercharged workforce? Many roles won't vanish, but it will be amplified by AI. And AI will become a collaborator with the human and boosting an individual, myself, productivity and output. So individual can be supercharged professional, and it means that they know their domain expertise really, really well. They just need to understand AI and how AI being used so that they can augment the quality of the job, and that they'll have job of the future with AI. And there's millions of new jobs that will be created just because you understand how to use AI for your daily job. That's really important. And then you will see emergence of a third criteria, which is called, and that's a very unique type of people, which will be not a lot of people will have, but they will call creative disruptor. Do you know what is a creative disruptor? So those are new opportunities. AI will also create entirely new roles, industries and opportunities, just as the internet gave rise to web developers and digital marketers. AI's growth is spanning demand for prompt engineers, AI ethicists, data curators, and other roles that never existed before. Existing professionals who learn to leverage AI can redefine their job in creating ways. They will become the creative disruptor. And you are seeing it already. I don't know if you know and you've heard about Demis Hassabis. He just received the Nobel Prize. And he just received the Nobel Prize because thanks to AI, he has changed the whole chemistry and biology industry doing research. And so those are the people that we'll see. So for me, is by far what we want to solve. Moving displacement people to supercharge people or even to creative disruptor. So this is what we would love to see, creating of new jobs and new roles with AI.